We live in a world where selfishness has become the order of the day. People get into relationships and most times even get married because of what they stand to gain in their relationship or marriage. Others allow greed and the love of money and material things to take a hold of their heart when they are in a relationship. This is one major reason relationships are getting destroyed and marriages are broken up in our present world. People no longer genuinely love themselves as they should, and this has led to fake love. Some become very bitter and angry about the situation, and then form different kinds of a group that antagonizes the other gender, religion, tribe, culture, etc. A very good example is the feminist group on Twitter. This group contains a lot of strong and wealthy ladies who think they do not need any help or love from their male counterparts. They believe they can do things on their own. This was not how God created us. God created us male and female so that we can multiply, bear fruit, and replenish the earth. He created the woman from a man so that she could be a helper to the man. This means a woman is supposed to complement a man in whatever purpose or assignment the man was brought for on the earth. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. It is important to note that a relationship should be about selflessness and sacrifice. This is one thing most people are not ready to do anymore. Most are not emotionally strong to be in a relationship. Relationships in marriage require putting and involving your total commitment to the cause. The more you are committed to the relationship and your spouse, then vice versa, then you would have a strong relationship that cannot just be scattered for whatever reason. One of the most important things to look out for in a relationship is that as a child of God that you are, you must be in a relationship with someone of a like mind spiritually. It means you should be in a relationship with someone who has the fear and love of God in his or her heart. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. The more you have the fear of God in your heart, and you have a partner who also loves God, then it becomes easier for that relationship to stand the test of time. This is because God, through the Holy Spirit, dwells in both of you, and when you have the Holy Spirit in both your heart, it becomes easier to obey God by loving your spouse as a man and respecting your spouse as a woman. There are so many instructions God has given us in His Word to honor as a couple. As long as you stay faithful and sincere to such promises, then you have no fear that your partner would leave you or that the partner has ulterior motives towards you. This is because you have the love of God in your heart, and both of you are firmly rooted in the life of Christ. However, there are times the devil comes and might try to rear its ugly head in your relationship and marriage by bringing issues that might cause disagreement and arguments in that relationship. However, you and your spouse would be able to overcome them because you are both lovers of God, and through the power of the Holy Spirit, both of you would be able to settle your issues amicably. There are times you might also begin to notice that your relationship is experiencing a drift in the love and attention that was involved from the beginning. The love gets a little cold because you and your partner have gotten away from the stage where you were knowing each other, and it feels like that spark that brought both of you together is fizzling out or gone. Many factors may be responsible for this shift. One such factor is that both you and your spouse have allowed work, career, or your business to get in the way of your relationship, and this has taken away the quality time needed to spend with each other. This over time may lead to a dwindle in the spark of love you both feel for each other. This has been a common theme for most modern relationships and has led to the decline and eventual divorce of so many marriages. Other factors include incompatibility. This is a situation where you and your partner no longer share the same values, interests, and religious views anymore. This, of course, would lead you to a gap in the relationship, and eventually, such a relationship would be cut off. Another factor is that some simply fall out of love in the relationship or marriage because they were attracted to a physical beauty alone. Others were attracted to the ephemeral things that were not enough to hold the relationship and marriage for a long time. Over time, beauty fades away. Some fulfill their lustful desire and move on. There was simply no commitment or loyalty in the first place. For any relationship to stand the test of time, both spouses must be committed entirely to themselves. They must be ready to give their all and sacrifice their time, effort, and sometimes their happiness just to make their spouse happy and to keep the relationship alive. Commitment is what holds the relationship, and after the love and passion in the relationship fizzle out, this is why a spouse that truly loves you would not be in a relationship with you because of your beauty or wealth, but because he or she has a lovely desire towards you as a result of your character and attitude, which is what matters most for the relationship or marriage to truly stand the test of time. Commitment involves constant communication with one another. The more open you and your spouse are to communicate with one another, the better it gets for both of you. This way, you are open to correcting one another and pointing out each other's flaws in a loving way without harboring any bitterness and sentiments in your heart concerning decisions you both take in the relationship. It is important to note that when your relationship becomes a one-sided affair and you have done everything possible to spice up and make the relationship work, and it seems that all your effort is in vain, then it is important as a child of God to take such issues to God in prayer. He knows the best for you, and He is willing to help your marriage or relationship and turn things around. You must also be careful examining your relationship and evaluate both yourself and your spouse to know where you stand in the relationship. You need to know if that spouse loves you or if he or she was involved with you for his or her selfish reasons. This would make it easier to know if you should terminate the relationship and if both of you should go your separate ways. If you eventually realize that your relationship seemed one-sided with you, giving the love and attention most of the time, then it is time you talk things through with that spouse and let him or her know how you feel. You must be able to get them to love you and show you the attention and care you deserve and vice versa. If this is not the case, then such a spouse does not truly love you or has fallen out of love with you. Sometimes too, you should also check out yourself and see what you are doing wrong to sabotage the relationship. If there are faults from you in the relationship that has contributed to making your partner drift from you, then you should make amends as soon as possible. Try talking things out with your partner and let them see where they too are at fault. If such a partner truly loves you, they would be remorseful and would do all in their power to make it up to you. It is, however, critical to do away with any relationship where your spouse only needs you when he or she wants something from you. That is not love. That person is only taking advantage of you. Move on from the relationship and learn to love yourself. There are times you feel used because you keep falling for the gimmick of your spouse or partner when they show you attention only to dump you when they feel like it again. It takes a lot of courage and determination to move on, especially if you truly love that person. But it would be for the best that you move on and get to love yourself. When you neglect and do not show them care anymore, most partners can be manipulative and would do all they can to get in your good books. But you must remain strong and choose to do the right thing by quitting such a relationship. Take time to meet new people. Go for vacations and relax. Be focused on God, and at the right time, He would show you who the right person is for you. In conclusion, when your spouse or partner neglects you and does not show you the commitment you deserve in a relationship, it is left for you to open up to such a partner and let them know areas where they are inadequate. If such a partner is right for you, they would change their ways, and if not, they do not truly love you, and that means you should get ready to move on from such a relationship.